They must have a team, though, of people that work on the website, right? Like, that's not just something you do with a third party, I would imagine. Because they need it updated all the time. Yeah, there's no way. They must have their team of people for that sort of thing. Don't know what those people do all day, though. The fact that anytime you go through a drive-thru and the automated system says, will you be using our app to order? Right. I don't think we have as many drive-thrus over here. But drive-thrus have also certainly become a little bit more weird, yeah. Secret Wednesday stream? Secret Wednesday stream, dude. Yeah. In the Netherlands, we use bicycle throughs. Did you know that nobody owns a car here, Arbiarto? There are 0 cars in the Netherlands. It's just bicycles, dude. Not a single Ford F-150 in sight. No pickup trucks. That color looks great. Yeah, I wonder if it's just a little too purple for the rest of the miniature. I think I'm gonna mellow it out a little bit, but it will contrast quite nicely. We'll have to see, because the rest of the Glottkin is very green. So this is just like, if you're just tuning in, this is a small miniature on a very large miniature, and the large miniature is very green, so I figured this would be kind of like a nice contrasting color. But I don't know if it is maybe a little too bright at this point. But we can always change it. It's pretty easy to dull it down a little bit, but it's very hard to brighten it up, you know? Like, brightening up a dull color is not easy. But dulling down a bright color is much easier. You think it needs more color? Dylan would love a rainbow cape on this guy. More color equals better color. Color reminds you of Fulgrim? Dude. I love Fulgrim. I finished reading the new the book I was talking about on stream recently. The Descent of Angels, which I think is book 6 of the Horus Heresy. And my god, did I not like that book? Like, I finished reading it, but my god, dude. I am not a fan of that one. There's just so many things that make no sense. Like, I hate it whenever stories don't make sense. And that is one story that just... a lot of basic shit falls apart. The Descent of Angels is what it's called. There's like one section where somebody goes up to this big guy, right? And it says literally, he fell, like it says something along the lines of, he fell to his knees and got back up when the Astartes gave him the signal. What do you think the signal is? I have been wondering about what the fucking signal is for a while. Because the Astartes are fucking huge. This guy is down with his face on his, like he's with his, you know, he fell to his knees with his head to the floor. The Astartes gave the signal that he was allowed to get back up. What the fuck was the signal? Did he tap his foot? Did he... I can't come up with anything. A signal can be vocal, yeah. But the way it's written, it's kind of funky, dude. And there's many of those moments in that book that just don't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe he called him on Discord? Maybe, dude. I didn't consider that yet. Maybe that was the signal. What's going on, Rumpus? How are you doing, dude? Good morning. This is kind of a tricky mini to paint, I'm not gonna lie. There's so many little folds and things. Maybe I should use a smaller brush. Nah. Okay, maybe I should though. I feel like for these parts it is easier if I have a smaller brush. Sneaky little Wednesday stream? Yes, sir. Okay, I actually have a smaller brush on my desk. I'm just gonna use it. Ta-da! Tinier brush. I like my brushes small. Actually, I don't. But it'll be easier. What's the brush? You can read it on the side. I have rubbed off the paint, but it's a 00 Rosemary & Co. For some reason, the paint that has the name of the brush on the side, for some reason this rubs off. It's a small and stiff brush. It is, dude. I like my brushes small and stiff. Reminds me of college. Okay. It's average. It's really not. This is a small brush. This is a size 3 for comparison. This is a size 3. This is a 00. And the one I was just using is a size 1. Nah, it's definitely small. It's not about the size, Lowko. It's about how you use it. Well, the small brushes have their use. I'm not saying small brushes are useless, because I like them quite a bit. But I've been trying bigger brushes for the most part. Like, you'd imagine that a lot of mini painters use very small brushes. And I guess, you know, some people do. But small brushes don't hold a lot of paint. And constantly, you know, putting more paint on the brush is a pain in the butt. Very inefficient way of doing it. It dries in the brush as well, which is bad. Lowko's just baiting us? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm a fully innocent streamer who has absolutely no life experience outside of playing video games. There's a lot of little faults in his cloak, dude. Lowko would never bait Twitch chat. Yeah, you're right. We're going up a little bit. A small tip is a pain in the butt. Imagine a big tip. Well, a brush with a big tip would hold a lot more paint. And it doesn't dry in the tip so much, Diamond. I feel like you and me are having an entirely different conversation right now. Like we're having two different discussions. It's okay. James, what the fuck? All right. James understood the joke. Well done, James. You did it. Guys, he got it. He did it. Very well done, James. You spelled it out for us. A little less subtle than the rest, but he got it too. At least that miscommunication is now sorted out. We're talking about brushes, yeah. I also have miniature brush tips. Those are basically shorter. It's like the same width, like the same girth, I guess, but they're like shorter in general, which is kind of nice for some detail work. I can show you guys. I've been trying them out. I have a Winsor & Newton one. Look at this. Yeah, so this one is really short and stubby. You see that? But it's kind of nice for detail work. I quite like this one actually. So it's basically the same size, it's just shorter. It's actually kind of sweet. It's nice for some things, but I'm not entirely sold by them. Like basically what I've got it, right, initially. So I bought that brush because it's a miniature brush. It says, like, it's a Winsor & Newton line. It's a company that makes brushes. And this is their miniature brush line, which I figured, look, it says it on the site. Winsor & Newton, miniature, finest sable, right? I was like, oh, I want to paint miniatures. This seems like a brush that I would need. And then I learned on the internet that apparently it's bait. Because most people that paint miniatures don't like those brushes. So for a while, I was like, okay, this is like the, you know, it's like the Canon Rush of brushes. It can technically work, but it's not very good at a high level, right? So I figured, okay, we need to better avoid that strategy, right? So I watch all these videos, 99% of miniature painters do not use these type of brushes. And then I get to a video about somebody who used to work for Games Workshop and literally painted box art. So like there's a very good chance that this guy over here painted this brush, or what? This miniature, right? For the box art. And that guy uses the miniature brushes all the time. He uses them all the time. So basically it's personal preference. It's personal preference. Some things are good for other things. Yeah. Different tools for different jobs, I guess. A Canon brush? Ooh, I like it, NMR. A Canon brush. Fuck, that's a good wordplay. How did I miss it? It was right in front of me. A lot of preferences in the mini hobby. It's almost like this is a creative endeavor and people have different preferences. My dad's been doing a bunch of painting again as of late. Not miniature painting, like regular painting. You know, brush, canvas, all kinds of other things, right? And I asked him, what brushes do you use? He's like, I have these brushes that I used back in the 80s. He has like a pile of brushes. All of them suck. Like all of them. None of them have a tip. All of it is just a fucking disaster. Cheapo brushes from the 80s, and he is very happy with them. He's like, no, I don't need any. I'm fine. Like, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a good Christmas present to get a couple of nice brushes. Are the Dutch born with a paintbrush in their hands? My dad always did a lot of painting when I was a kid, so I naturally always joined in, I guess. But no, it's not as common as it should be, probably. It's kind of fun. I think painting is a fun skill to develop, to be honest. Like, we would go on holiday to France, which is a very common thing, right? We would go on holiday in the summer. A lot of Dutch people, they drive over to France in the summer. And we would go camping. And one of the things my dad would always bring was like an easel and like a painting kit. I never considered when I was a kid that may be a little bit of a strange thing to be packing when you're driving somewhere and you have a very limited amount of space in the car. My dad would literally bring an easel. Like, okay, that is, you know, we get the fishing rod, check. We get the tent, check. The painting easel, check. All of the important stuff. All your Dutch cousins are painters? Huh. Maybe Dutch people are just weird. Sound like a pain in the ass to learn? Right. Dude, I saw a truck driving by this morning. And I kid you not, we were talking about this on stream not too long ago. This was a Bud Light truck. Like, it literally said Bud Best Beer or something like that on the site. I have not seen any Bud anywhere in the Netherlands. But I know it's a very popular brand of beer in the US. And I guess they're trying to make a bit of a move over here. Which is kind of ambitious because we have a lot of good beer in the Netherlands. And if you don't like Dutch beer, there's a lot of German and, you know, Belgian beer that is usually right now. I don't see anybody picking up Bud Light when there's, you know, really good beers from Belgium and Germany and whatnot close by, but I don't know. Czech beer? We have a lot of Czech beer, yeah. I'm not really much of a beer drinker, but maybe the American beers are making their way over here too. Yeah, Bud Light is it's pretty light. We don't really have a lot of light beers over here though. We have like Radler, I guess. Radler is quite popular. Is that a thing in other countries? That's like it's like beer mixed with lemonade. So I think it's about 5%. I think it's popular as well in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. But it came from Germany? Okay. No. My last name is Heinen, not Heineken. I wish my last name was Heineken. I'd be fucking rich, dude. I'd be buying Warhammer Titans, baby. The Heineken family is extremely wealthy. We don't have as many billionaires over in the Netherlands, but the Heineken family is one of them. I would still be streaming. Yeah. I would have to relate to, you know, people. Heineken is your go-to beer? Really? Huh. Heineken is popular over here too. It's like your, you know, it's like if you want beer, like the normal beer, that's the beer, you know? If you go to a bar, there's about a 50% chance that that will be on tap. Or any of the other many beers we have. In northern Germany, it's called Alsterwasser. I know Germans are very in touch though with their beer. Like, I have gone to a bunch of places, right? So a good example, I guess, right over the German border. So if I drive like 2 hours, I can go to, for example, Köln, right? Which is a German city. Or I can go to like Home Story Cup, which is like literally like one stop on the highway earlier. So Krefeld, which is where Home Story Cup is like 1 or 2 exits before the exit. The, what is it? Ausfahrt? It always says fart on the Autobahn. But anyways, it is literally 1 or 2 stops earlier. And I know that in Cologne, they fucking love Kölsch, which is a type of beer. They love Kölsch. It's just a big deal over there. But if you try to get a Kölsch in Krefeld, you would be considered insane. Like over there in Krefeld, it's all Becks. Yeah, it's Kölsch in tiny little glasses. Yeah. Kölsch. Don't call it beer, Lowko. Yeah, German beer is hyper local. Yeah, which is kind of sick. But you know, like what I'm saying is like you drive 10 additional minutes and like the one beer brand is outlawed and the next one is the new standard and vice versa. One thing they do in Cologne, actually, I don't know if they do this all over Germany, but if you're sitting like at a restaurant or whatever, or you're just, you know, having a drink somewhere, they will automatically refill your drinks. Like they automatically refill without asking your beer. Like you're just sitting there, and unless you put like your you know, your whatever you call this, like the little thing underneath your beer, you put it on top, they will charge it. Oh yeah, absolutely, they will charge you for it. But they continuously refill the entire time. You don't ask for anything. They just refill automatically. The beer deco. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Yeah. I gotta make sure I don't forget to clean this brush later. If you if you walk into a pub, you want to be carried out? Oh, yikes. Yeah, I don't enjoy that. It's like how they do coffee in the US. Yeah, I guess they do, right? If you go to like a... What do you call that? Like a breakfast place. What the fuck do you call that? There's a name. Not very common over here. Like a diner, yeah. Very rarely do Dutch people go to a breakfast place. I kind of wish we had diners over here. I feel like diners are really chill, but maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know. I've never really been to one. Or like not, you know. You once racked up $300 for breakfast on a business trip? Yeah, you got scammed, dude. I don't know where you went, but you got scammed. $300 for breakfast? Unless you went with like 20 people. Oh, your employer paid? Okay, that's better. That means it was a tax deductible too. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like diners are cool. Is it common for people in the States to go to diners? I kind of wish we had diners over here. We have like cafes and stuff, and like, you know, we have like breakfast places, but not like the ones you see in American movies and series and whatnot. I don't know why there isn't no diners over here. I feel like it would be nice. It's not super common. They're dying? Ah, okay. Right, when you travel, it's common. I see. That's not very exciting, I guess. All right, what do we think of the cloak collar? I will dull it down, I think, a little bit, but I think it will kind of stand out quite nicely. Maybe I shouldn't dull it down. So he's going to be standing right over here. Kind of like so. Maybe I should remove the... McDonald's breakfast? Oh, we have McDonald's breakfast over here, but that's not very hype. Hey, Cosmonake, thank you first and foremost for the sub. And then Thort as well, coming in with the resub too. Very nice. The Romanians are taking over. Can you believe it? Thank you guys. McDonald's breakfast is a little eh. I'm not a... It's kind of like, I don't know. It goes for any time. Anytime I go to McDonald's, I'm excited to go. But then anytime I've been to McDonald's, I'm like, eh. Like, it's kind of hyped to go to McDonald's, but then every time I've been over the last couple of years, I'm like, eh. That was kind of... I don't know. McDonald's also gotten pretty fucking expensive over here, man. It is, it's not good price to whatever ratio. Yeah, it definitely has gotten expensive. I feel like McDonald's in general is not hype. Are you trying to say McDonald's is mid? Yes. Thanks, Kamala. That is the first thanks, Kamala, I've seen in Twitch chat. I would like to apologize for all Americans for polluting our culture over in Europe. No, that's okay, man. I think American culture is pretty awesome. There's a little fly. Okay. I guess we'll just do all of the base coats. I'm a little lost for some of the colors on this thing. Like, he's got flames, but I've never painted flames before. I guess we'll just do all the base colors and then we'll see what we do next. I'm gonna get a little bit of the darker... I've been wondering about this color as a staff type of color, but I don't think this is brown enough. So I used Wildwood for this color. I actually think that looks kind of nice. I highlighted it with some brighter colors overall though. I'm gonna try out the Rattling Grime. I've been wondering what this color would look like on wood. Don't know if it's gonna look nice. Lowko, maybe this for a future Titan you want to paint? The War Master's Heavy Battle Titan? I think I prefer the Chaos guys a little bit better. There are some really nice Chaos Knights. Especially the Knight Abominant looks amazing, dude. I think that one's so sick. Lowko, I do like all of the Chaosy dudes, absolutely. I don't know why, I just think they look nice. Also, they're like a little grimier. I kind of feel like as somebody who's not amazing at painting, I'm very much so still learning this. Painting something like this has to be tight, you know, it has to be clean. Whereas the Chaos Titans are like dirtier and like a little bit more messed up and you can kind of grime them up a lot easier. At least that's how I picture them. I picture them a lot muddier than... Maybe I'm wrong. I used to prefer fantasy to sci-fi. I'm not so sure anymore these days. I think it depends on the setting. So this is like a blackish, grayish, brownish color. I don't know if it's gonna be good for wood, but we can always go over this again with like brown, I guess, if we want to. What do you guys think? Is that too gray? Is Dune fantasy or sci-fi? Yes. Well, we're committed now, I guess. We're gonna do more of this all over the thing. Like, technically speaking, obviously Warhammer 40k, or Warhammer in general, I guess, is pretty sci-fi. But then at the same time, you also have things like orcs, and you have a lot of magic systems, and like... It's a little bit of everything, dude. Because I would say, generally speaking, orcs would be fantasy. Because when I think of orcs, I think of Tolkien orcs, I guess. Like, I always used to think, okay, Star Wars, sci-fi, Lord of the Rings, fantasy, right? Which is obviously true. And I'm like, yeah, I like the Lord of the Rings a little bit better than Star Wars, personally. I don't know. I just like that style a little bit better. But then, you know, it kind of depends on the story and the characters and the world and everything. I think the Warhammer universe is really neat. Maybe it's okay to enjoy both? I'm just kidding, guys. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice, fantasy or sci-fi. You can't enjoy both. Are you insane? That's like playing League of Legends and Dota at the same time. That's not allowed. Pick a camp and stick with it. Argue with the others. A little bit of tribalism. Let's fucking go. No, okay. Hate powers the internet. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Hate powers the world. Wow. Hate the world. Make it a shitty place. It's one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs. There's like little bits of wood visible over here. I'll just fix up the wire, or like the rope around the wood a little bit later. There's rope around the wood? Can you say such things? I don't know, man. Guys in the chat might post a keck W. Oh no. Is this Echo Steel encouraging tribalism? With a Twitch chat poll? Nice, dude. What did you get at the Warhammer store again, Echo? You said you bought something at the Warhammer store, didn't you? You bought a book? Ah, okay, okay. Nerd. Nice, dude. Fucking nerd. You're a reader nerd? Nice. I'm a reader nerd too. Found the nerd? Yeah. Everybody else here is one of the Chads, okay? Not Echo Steel. He's one of the nerds. Like, Chads are known to watch other people play and paint little plastic toys. That's what the Chads do. Watching people play and paint plastic toys is Chad behavior. I bet he wears glasses. Oh my god, imagine wearing glasses. Nobody else in the chat wears glasses. He's probably an engineer too. Engineer, nerd, and book reader? My god. It's like the holy trinity of cringe, am I right? Get a load of this guy. He enjoys doing things that he likes doing. What's next? Video games? Holy shit, dude. You like video games as well? What about anime? Where do you draw the line in your nerdism? You can go really far in your nerdism. There's definitely a nerd tier system, right? I feel like I've graduated up one tier this year ever since I started painting Warhammer miniatures. I have gone one tier up. Yeah, I am not yet an anime man. Anime is not nerdy. Okay, Abierto. Abierto on a little bit of copium is what we call that. Mm-hmm. You have watched anime movies with the girlfriend? Did you just girlfriend flex? Wait. Video games, books, engineering, and girlfriend? Pick the odd one out. No, that's not possible. There's something here in that list. Like, if this was a captcha, I would have filled it. I would not have been able, like, pick the odd one out? I don't know, dude. All your nerd cred just left the room? Yeah. Yeah, nerd definitely is a... It was used as a way for people to make fun of others, right? And then it turns out everybody kind of likes a lot of the nerd things. What if we turned girlfriend into a wife? You can turn people into wives? How does that work? It's like a ritual? Never heard of that. Can somebody turn Crispy Taco into a wife? Yeah. He's looking. Should you start your etymology studies to get your nerd card back? Yeah. Maybe get like weirdly deep into like the Roman Empire or something like that. Maybe like focus specifically on ancient Egypt, something like that. That way you can like get your nerd status back online. Maybe have like an obsession with Napoleon or something. Like something oddly strange. Oddly strange? Yeah, I guess so. All right, this is where we're at right now. I'm not in love with any of it, but we'll keep it going. You would rather get a tattoo than marriage? Those are similar. I'm gonna do a little bit of wildwood on the rope, I think. We'll make the rope a little bit brown. No, don't do that. Whatever Pete is suggesting, don't go with that one. Do the opposite of what Pete suggests, actually. Little bit of painting. LARPing is pretty high on the nerd scale. Yeah, I would say the LARPing is like S tier nerd activity, 100%. I agree. What else is in the S tier nerd category? If all the different nerd activities were a tier list. LARPing definitely is way up there. Seems kind of fun though. Actually playing Warhammer, like the board game? Okay. So you would say that painting Warhammer is less nerdy than playing Warhammer? Interesting. I didn't realize we had tier lists for the different terrain spotting. Terrain spotting is definitely up there, dude. I saw a wonderful video the other day of a Dutch train that apparently got retired. Like apparently these are trains that have been running since I think like the 90s or something. And they retired the plane. Or the train, right? So the train, it made its very last trip. And when it arrived at the final station, I think it was in Utrecht, which is a Dutch city, a lot of train spotters were present to take pictures of the final ride. It was a beautiful, beautiful, heartbreaking moment for many of them. That's definitely up there. That's definitely one of the nerdiest hobbies you can have. Casting StarCraft, very nerdy, absolutely, 100%. Train spotting is up there. You were at a train museum last week? I think the one you're talking about is standing outside. I saw there was actually there's like apparently a really good train museum in the Netherlands. I would go, 100%. Any kind of card collecting. Ooh. I know quite a few people that collect Pokemon cards. Is that nerdy? I mean, it's nerdy, but I don't know if I would put it in the same category as train spotting. I feel like train spotting is one tier up. Also, collecting Pokemon cards is like a strange flex. Because Pokemon cards are fucking expensive, dude. Yeah, exactly. I feel like being really into flags Has anybody brought up flags yet? Like people that are like strangely into flags. That's gotta be one of the nerdiest hobbies too. Depends on the flag. No, just flags in general. It has a name. Faxology? Is it faxology? I might be wrong. Stamp collecting? I feel like stamp collecting is kind of mainstream back like 100 years ago, you know? Like, because people had nothing to do. Like, people in the early 1900s just had nothing to do. So they just, you know... Faxology? Faxiolo? Am I even I don't know. Yeah, they were like fighting wars and stuff. That's true. People were getting married at like, you know, 18. That sort of thing. But when they still had a little bit of time left over in the evening, stamp collecting was definitely... I feel like if I was born 100 years ago, I would have been one hell of a stamp collector, dude. I would be having the 20th century equivalent. What do you think was like the... Say you go back 1,000 years. What was the hobby of the middle class? in like the year 1000. What did people do? What was like the nerdy hobby? Chess maybe? I don't know, dude. Work? Now people didn't work all the time. Yeah, they would die by like 30. That's true, I guess. People still had hobbies though, dude. 100%. Surviving the plague? Horse breeding? I don't think drinking is a hobby, dude. I know a lot of people treat drinking like a hobby, but it's not really a hobby. Isn't it interesting how like it's socially acceptable to be really into drinking? But if you're really into, I don't know, miniature wargaming, you're a nerd? Ay, ay, ay. Falconry. Yo, falconry sounds awesome. What about like bow shooting, like archery? I feel like archery must have been more popular back in the day. I feel like I would love archery in 2024, dude. I've never done that, but that's a cool ass hobby for sure. Yeah, people are into archery. Supposedly it's really good exercise. They create, like I listened to this podcast about archery. And modern day archers, like people that use, you know, actual like manual equipment, these guys are nuts. Like the equipment they have these days is just insane. Super high quality stuff. What's going on, Banana Boat? You finally caught a painting stream? I haven't been doing it much because it's been so warm. I don't have any way to cool down this room. It is currently, I actually need to keep an eye out on that, 26 degrees, which is too fucking warm. Hold up, I'm gonna open my door. What if I blast the AC from my other room? Do you think it will reach over here? It's actually too warm. I just realized it's very warm. Usually if I stream while it's very warm, Oh, 26 degrees, you find that warm? Yes, guys. My body thrives with 16 degrees and rain. Usually when I stream and it's too warm, I get headaches and stuff. I gotta be a little careful about that. "26 degrees is the temperature you sleep in?" All right, then. Well, anyways, I prefer sleeping at like 16 degrees if I can. Yeah, I'm gonna get a sunburn. The only problem, guys, with me opening the door is that now Lauren can hear me all throughout the house. Will she be okay with this? I've got a feeling she will be upstairs within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes. She'll be here to close the door. What do you think? What do you think are the odds? I think the odds are not good for me. Timer started. Where are the cats? I don't know. Milo, Toby, come! I don't think they're gonna go. My doors are soundproof? No, they're not, but they do block a bunch of the sound, right? I don't think they care. No, I don't think they want to be here. Did I replace my computer? Yes. I don't own a computer anymore. Hey, this guy has a little sack. What is up with this little, he's got a little pouch. There's a bell as well, yes. That's not what I was talking about, but well spotted.